Hello, and thank you for clicking on my channel, Cali Legends Media. I'd like to thank all you who've subscribed lately. There's been a few of you, and I really appreciate that very much. Also, the comment section's been busy. I appreciate that also. Please leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. Also, the notification bell. That way, you'll be informed whenever a new video comes out. If you like this type of content. So today's video, one of the subscribers asked me to do a video on gangs and the way they migrate. This subscriber is from Idaho and has mentioned that since they lived up there, there's been an increase in gang activity and gang violence, and that the area has changed very much. Through the years, I've seen that happen in several different places, several areas. Crips, Bloods popping up in different cities. Even my neighborhood, we had a chapter up in IE and a couple of other places. You know, individuals move. People that attract other people into that lifestyle, okay, and that have some leadership ability in that area. And they hang around together, they start having a good time together, and by the time you know it, they click up, you know, and they join these gangs, and they grow, and you know, things happen. That's just the way it's always been. People move around, and you know, they take what they grew up with and what they've learned and what they have pride in, and they go and they start it somewhere else. When I was thinking about doing this video, I was thinking about when it happened around here. And a while back, Latin Kings had came in and set up, not in our neighborhood, but in the outskirts of our neighborhood. As a matter of fact, right at the end of our border, that's where they began. And they were around for a little while before there was any type of issues, any type of problems. But eventually, things started happening. For example, one day I was walking down Whittier Boulevard with a friend of mine from Eloyo, older guy. And we're walking down Whittier Boulevard, and I noticed some fresh cement on the walkway. I was younger then, you know. It's not something that I would probably do now. And in any case, the cement was wet. They had just wrote on it. And what was written was Barrio Latin Kings, right? And then it had arrows pointing like right here, like this is our barrio, right? Usually when a neighborhood writes their neighborhood, they put arrows, it's because they want to claim that area. You know, they're saying like this is us right here. In any case, I crouched down and I crossed that out, and I put our neighborhood, my neighborhood, right? Well, little did I know that these guys were across the street at the liquor store, and they seen what I was doing. So they started, you know, yelling out their neighborhood, coming across Whittier Boulevard, and you know, I said my neighborhood. We met somewhere in the street, more towards my side of the street, and me and Chato started fighting with them. Right, there was 4 of them, and Chato he could sling them, man. That guy, he got hands. It's a good fighter, and me, I can't fight, just a little bit. Anyways, we had these guys going, you know. It was funny because traffic stopped to watch, you know. Well, we didn't know it, but the cops were already on their way, the sheriff's department, but they couldn't get to where we were fighting because of the traffic, right? They were trying to move cars. Cars were just barely shuffling around where they're getting through. Meanwhile, we're fighting in the street, right? And one of the guys, he has a 40-ounce bottle of beer and he breaks it in the back of my head right here. I didn't even feel it. I heard it. I felt the glass flying and stuff. But I was engaged. My adrenaline was up. We were getting it. And it was funny because he'd knock one down and be fighting with one, then I'd knock one down, and another one would come in, and then he'd get up and we'd knock another one down, but we stood on our feet. Me and the homie stood on our feet through the whole thing. When the sheriffs finally got there, they ran, right? And they called us over, they put us on the car, they searched us and stuff, and they seen what was written there on the on the floor on the cement, and they were laughing because these guys were young. We were older than them, although I was young too, but we were older than these cats that came at us. And they were all concerned because one of the pieces of glass had fell behind my neck and I was bleeding from the back of my neck. Anyways, they asked if I wanted medical attention, if we wanted a ride out of the area and all of this. And we told them, no, we're good. We're going to keep on going where we're going, So they said, all right, they let us go. And we took off, right? Well, there was these skirmishes that were going on now and crossing out back and forth and all of this, right? Well, eventually they caught one of my homeboys and they did him dirty, and he ended up in the hospital. Now that started off a full-time war on them, and it got bad for a while, not too long, but for a little while it got really bad, and eventually they went away and they left, and whatever the reason is or whatever their reasoning was, I don't know, I don't care. I was glad they were gone. And they haven't been back since. This has been quite some years ago already. My point is that's just the way it works, Gangs migrate. It just takes a few. Actually, it could just take one. Move to a different area. They meet somebody, they hang. Next thing you know, you got a gang. Next thing you know, like most barrios, they get into incidences that later on, made some type of disrespect or misunderstanding, whatever the cause is, and then they're at war, and then people start getting hurt, and people start getting killed, and then it gets serious, and it's all bad, Now, I think everybody who's watched this channel should have figured out by now that I don't condone gang activity or that kind of lifestyle anymore. I'm hoping that these videos will somehow portray a life that maybe younger people would not be too attracted to. I doubt if they'll watch these videos. I think they'll click on them right away. They want to hear about the American me shot, all of that prisons, violence and everything. It's more, older cats that just like to hear stories and stuff and trip on things that happened, But hopefully maybe some of these videos will help you guys with your kids, or with your nephews, or with your just some friends, little guys that hang around, little cagapalos that kick it near your house or something, where you could dissuade them, because it's a terrible thing to see a young kid laying in the street covered up with a sheet. It's ugly, it hurts. I've done it, seen friends of mine who were unlived, and it's been to too many funerals. It's a terrible thing, When I was younger, I may have felt different about it, but that's how I feel now at the age that I am. I want to live a good life and enjoy the good things that are out here, and use what I've learned in my life to maybe help somebody. And anyways, that's what these videos are really about. they're not about the fighting in the street and the, you know, that's not what they're about. Anybody who follows me to the end of the videos will always know that they're always got some message at the end. This is my message. Anyways, thank you. Those of you who subscribe to my channel, I appreciate you. Please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. There's some good stories. They're not all going to be about gang and gang violence and jail and prison and everything. You know, I've been advised not to, but I want to talk about some other things also, you know, that are part of our lives and growing up in East LA and just growing up in general, things that we go through. There's a video I want to do about kids and how a lot of the things that they're exposed to at a young age is toxic to them, you know, and it makes them ill even though we don't see it, you know. But that's for another video. For now, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing. What it does, it helps me a great deal. A great deal. It's a small button somewhere down at the bottom. It says subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button. Become part of the Cali Legends Media family. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Have a good day. God bless you. And see you in the next video.